If I want to be that, and I know I'll go down in history, I'll look back in 20 years and be like, yeah, the reason why we watching women's basketball is not just because of one person, it's because of me too, and I want y'all to realize that.
According to Barbie, she is the reason people are watching the WNBA. She is the reason that people are paying $16 to watch the Chicago Bravado play the Phoenix Masculines later today. What a matchup. The Bravado.
Angel Reese failing to crack the top 10 in All-Star voting? Yeah, the simulation might be glitching. Did fans miss something, or did her jump shot sabotage the ballots? Either way, Twitter's in meltdown mode, group chats are melting down, and somewhere, a hype train just derailed at full speed. Strap in, we're diving into the voting mess, the subtle shade, and why Angel may have the all-star attitude, but apparently not the numbers to match. Let the madness begin.
The cap of caps. For the better part of 2 years, maybe even 3 years, the mainstream media has been trying to convince us that Angel Reese is a huge star. Some in the media even do investigative journalism and claim that Angel Reese is the face of the WNBA because she leads the league in followers on social media, along with missed layups and a complete lack of athleticism.
Angel Reese missing the top 10 in the WNBA All-Star rankings wasn't shocking. It's the plot twist everyone saw coming. It's like watching an action movie where the villain starts monologuing while hanging from a helicopter. You already know the ending, but you're still glued to the screen. The real surprise? That some people actually thought she'd make the cut.
One reason why Mr. Dennis Rodman never got the backlash that Miss Angel Reese is getting, because there is no athlete in the history of sports that have come into a professional league and proclaimed themselves to be the best or to be the reason why people are watching this league now. No athlete has ever done that. Not even Caitlin Clark, which we know that is the reason why we watch the WNBA, but you never hear Caitlin Clark say, I am the reason why we are watching the WNBA. LeBron James came into the league. You know what they nicknamed him? They nicknamed him the King. He didn't give himself that nickname. They proclaimed him to be the next one. And what's crazy is in the beginning of LeBron James' career, they said he was too nice. They said he wasn't cocky enough. There's a thing that we love about great athletes. It's called humility. It's a modest or low view of one's importance.
Let's be real. Her season so far has been bumpier than a hardwood floor dive. If there's one thing consistent about Angel Reese right now, it's her inconsistency. If you threw her highlights into a shuffle playlist, you might think it's a comedy reel. Blown layups, off-target mid-rangers, and defense that looks more like a TikTok routine than a lockdown strategy. It's the kind of performance that makes coaches reach for a Gatorade, and then a blood pressure monitor.
It's garbage. Golly. Man, Angel Reese with a triple single, 9 points, 2 assists, 2 rebounds. She was a minus 25. She was 1 for 1 from the field, and it was a 3-pointer. She shot 100% from the field. She made it 3, 6 of 6 from the free throw line. 9 points, 2 assists, 2 rebounds. Terrible game. Minus 25. Man, the Sky, bro, I don't know what y'all gonna do. Y'all like the punching bag between the Sky and the Connecticut Sun.
And the fan votes? They didn't lie, not even a little. When the numbers came in and her name was nowhere in the top 10, the silence was louder than her box score. No courtesy vote, no you hustle hard nod, just a blank space, like she vanished from all-star conversations entirely. And yet, people acted shocked, as if good vibes alone were supposed to punch her ticket to the showcase.
Now, guys, y'all saw what happened with Angel Reese. It took her 36 minutes to get it. And as soon as she got it, all these records, right? And why can't I celebrate it? The night before, she was just crashing out on social media, talking about all the fans who hate her because she cute, hate her because of her rebound. And then what got to her was the whole me bounds thing, where people are saying that most of her rebounds come off of her shots. Y'all, if y'all watch this channel, y'all have probably seen, you know, her social media take on that night before the game.
This is the same Angel Reese who, just last season, claimed she was the reason people tuned into women's basketball. In her mind, she wasn't entering the WNBA. The WNBA was catching up to her. But reality? had other plans. The second the season tipped off, it became obvious. Bringing attention to the game only goes so far, especially when fans are watching you shoot 2 for 11 on national TV. If people were tuning in because of Angel Reese, they're now watching through their fingers like it's a jump scare flick. Each game feels like a suspense movie, fans waiting, hoping, praying for her to finally flip the switch. Spoiler alert, they're still waiting. And here's the kicker. While Angel was busy declaring herself the face of the league, others were out here earning it. Caitlin Clark, for example, got hacked, bumped, hit, shoved, knocked to the floor, and still looked like she's thinking 3 steps ahead while everyone else is doing social media dances. Angel? She looks like she's loading.
The greatest myth in the WNBA dump has officially been exposed. The myth of all myths. The deception of deception. For the better part of 2 years, maybe even 3 years, the mainstream media has been trying to convince us that Angel Reese is a huge star.
Angel Reese anointed herself as the new face of the WNBA. So how did she not even get close to cracking the top 10 in All-Star voting? Maybe the 30.9% shooting from the field has something to do with it? Statistically, one of the weakest percentages among qualified players in the entire league.
Well, the first returns are coming in on the WNBA All-Star voting. Of course, it will be in Indianapolis. And as you can imagine, Caitlin Clark is leading the All-Star vote. By the way, it looks like a massive turnout.
Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark wasn't just showing up. She was absolutely owning the fan vote. With more than 515,000 votes to her name, Clark blew past Reese like she didn't even know the voting had started. If you're riding with Caitlin and the Fever Squad, keep pushing those all-star votes. And drop a baby goat over baby giraffe in the comments. Let's ride.
Be honest. Second straight year that Clark has led the fan voting. She was second in early returns in fan voting in 2024, but jumped to first with around 700,000 total votes by the end of the period. So I'm wondering, are we going to see 1 million votes this time? Because I saw somebody earlier that said, so far, voting is actually way up versus exactly where we was at this time last year.
And that's where this entire media narrative starts to fall apart. If Angel Reese is supposedly the name on everyone's lips, then why are the fans not backing her up with their votes? Frankly, let's be real. Angel's face is everywhere. Open any app, walk past a billboard, flip through a commercial, boom, there she is. She's managed to become the most visible 30% shooter basketball has ever seen.
Caitlin Clark has 3 times the amount of votes. 3 times the amount of votes as Angel Reese. So, there you go. I suspect Sophie Cunningham's numbers are going to grow. After what we've seen, somebody said, I saw some things online about they sold $1 million worth of Sophie Cunningham jerseys, and something in the neighborhood of 12,000 all went out one day.
Media coverage hasn't just followed Angel Reese, it's practically crowned her the WNBA's marketing blueprint. Forbes labeled her the driving force behind league growth. Sports networks painted her like the second coming of women's basketball. It was a full-blown media parade. Some of these segments didn't even bother to name Caitlin Clark, who, by the way, was casually pulling up from 30 feet and selling out arenas like it's light work.
Some in the media even do investigative journalism and claim that Angel Reese is the face of the WNBA because she leads the league in followers on social media, along with missed layups and a complete lack of athleticism. Of course, the vast majority of her followers are bots and lonely men, most of which are not buying tickets or watching her games on television because they can't afford the 5 pesos a month to watch the Chicago Bravado on WNBA League Pass.
And because, while Reese was out here talking about building a legacy, Caitlin Clark was actually doing it. Clark's numbers weren't just decent, they were elite. Fans don't just vote for personality, they vote for production. And when it came time to cast ballots, the fans made it clear. Stats matter. Clark soared to the top of the leaderboard, while Reese barely made a dent in the conversation. That's not just a letdown, that's a wake-up call.